Hello everybody, this is Aquatics. Welcome back, and today I will be showing you how to do a water change. So, first thing, you'll need a siphon. I've got the one with the bulb you squeeze, so I can cheat a little bit, but I will show you the other way in case you don't have this little bulb. So, you stick this part into the water, into your tank. And I like to, what I do is I have 5-gallon buckets that I keep. I hoard them actually. And I'll just put the other end in there. So, if you have the squeezy one, obviously you just squeeze. But what if you don't have the squeezy one? What do you do then? Well, what you would do then is you take this end in here like this. You kind of have it at an angle, like that. Bring it out to where water's coming out, and then you stick it back in real quick. And now you have started the siphon. Now, I have live plants, so I don't just stick mine into the gravel to get all that junk out. You should do that though, to avoid old tank syndrome. However, I have live plants. I have lots of sword plants and Madagascar lace, which are very heavy root feeding plants. So they take care of most of the waste. So I don't really worry about old tank syndrome that much. But if you do have some loose debris in the water, you know, obviously you should get that. And I'll leave his other squash piece. He's not done with that yet. But I'll get all the stuff out of the water column. And every tank has its own dead spots where the water doesn't flow that well. So make sure that you figure out where those spots are and that you are getting them every time you do a water change. Here's a little Java fern that came off. Oh, most of them have. The glue kind of wore off. So I'll have to re-glue them at some point. I don't have glue on me right now though. But I'm just gonna get all the stuff out of the dead spots. There's one right back here I know of. You can just see all the junk coming out. All that'll create a lot of ammonia that we don't want. So make sure to get as much as you can out of the water column. And if you don't have live plants, then make sure you are digging it into the gravel, which I will show you right here. You just stick it on in, and it just comes right on out of the gravel. But like I said, I have live plants in here that love all the waste that goes through the gravel, so I don't do gravel backs. Doesn't mean you shouldn't, I just don't. So if you need to know when to do a water change, then make sure you watch that video. I'll leave a card right here. Now I also need to put more root tabs in for my plants, so I'll be doing that. So I'm going to drain my tank probably about halfway or so. It's a bigger water change than I would normally do, but you know, it makes it easier to get down in there. So I'm just going through, and I'm getting all the particles out of the water. I will see you back here whenever I've got it drained. This is a little trick I learned from Aquarium Co-op. If you keep like the baggie that you might get fish in, whenever you're wanting to clean out your intake sponge, if you have one, you just stick it in here, and you'll put it around the filter, the intake sponge. Look at all that gunk that didn't go in just because you use this around it. Next, I'll be showing you how to clean off your intake sponge. Okay, and while I'm cleaning out my aquarium, doing a water change, every once in a while I will take my my intake sponge off, and I will just put it into some aquarium water. Aquarium water, not like, you know, other water. You don't want to kill your bacteria. So you'll just squeeze it off. Like, this water was clear when I started, and now it's all murky. Which, this is great for your garden or, you know, other houseplants you may have. Like, I love this stuff. This is my secret to how my plants are so healthy. It's liquid gold. While I've got the tank drained lower, I'm going to go through and I'm going to trim some of these dead leaves off. It helps with new plant growth. And the old leaves, they're dead. Once your leaves are dying, that's it. Your leaves, what, you want this? Your plant will spend too much energy trying to heal those leaves when it can just make new ones. So it's better to just trim them off. I guess I'll have to start adding root tabs even sooner. But here, I'll show you. Anything that's kind of, it's showing signs of like a deficiency, like going clear or has holes in it, which I will have to do a video on. That'll be coming up in a future video, so make sure to hit that subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm still learning with plants, and you know, I've had this for a couple of years, and it's taken me a couple of years to get them growing. But you know, so it's always a learning experience. Every day is a new day to learn something. I'm also trimming because I have some blackbeard algae in this fish tank. I don't know if you can really, like some of these, yeah, you can definitely see it on some of these Madagascar lace plant leaves. Like that one right there. So he'll have to go. Which I love. I love this plant. The Madagascar lace plant is definitely my favorite. Just look at these cool leaves, you know? It's just so cool. But it just has holes in it, you know? It's a very pretty plant. I mean, like, it looks so nice. Hey, look at that. Beautiful plant. So I'm gonna finish trimming, and I will see you back here in a second. Okay, and so now we're to the adding of the root tabs. I use Aquarium Co-op Easy Root Tabs. Not sponsored. Wish I was. Aquarium Co-op. If you want to sponsor someone, Aquarius Aquatics right here. Push them down into the substrate. And I just, you know, I do mine like right underneath the plant or pretty close by it. It says to do them like every few inches apart in a grid-like way, but I just do them somewhat near the plant. And this is gonna, you know, bring up a lot of gunk that was already in the substrate, so it'll get a little bit murky, but it's fine. You know, after everything settles, it'll clear up again. No big deal. And this is what they look like. They're just little green pills. And whenever they hit the water, like a pill, they just start opening, and the nutrients inside leak out. So now I'm just going to give root tabs to all these other plants over here, including my very big Madagascar lace, which will get probably 3. It's a big plant. So I'm going to give them all root tabs, and then I will see you back here when I'm done. Okay, so I have a red strainer in there, so that when I pour the water in, it doesn't disrupt the substrate too much, even though it's already pretty murky and stuff. You know, I don't want to have the plants being uprooted or anything, so I pour the water in that strainer. So I've got my buckets filled up right here. And now I just gotta fill up the tank. Alright, so here's the fish tank on the next day after my water change. It's all cleared up now, as you can see. So after you do a water change, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on your fish to make sure they're not acting funny. Sometimes changing water can, you know, make your parameters swing a little bit too much, and that can affect the fish. And it's also a good idea, you know, maybe test it a few times if you're new to water changes, you know, to make sure everything's okay and, you know, still stable. But in a cycled aquarium, you know, it should be okay most of the time. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope it helped you out. If it did, leave a like, or if you enjoyed, you know, leave a like. And in the comments down below, let me know what kind of fish you keep. Thanks for watching.